to be here, Rickie.
Good to have you. It's been long overdue. I mean,
Yes.
we did it first time. It was very quick, and I'm glad that we were able to find a spot and
Me
sit
too.
down and have a chat. So
Thanks for having me here, yeah.
yeah, so John, you've spent pretty much your career teaching youth, and in nearby counties, and especially in Central Valley.
Right.
How many years of legacy you created?
Well, I had the pleasure of working in the nonprofit sector as a CEO for 38 years with the same organization in different places.
Oh,
And so I think we've reached out to really thousands and thousands of kids.
yes, 10,000 youth. I saw 10,000 youth
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
same at the same time. So you said you worked many places. You know, worked your way up or worked your way around different departments.
We worked our way up typically in our careers, and I was in Fresno for about 15 years. But
Okay.
prior to that, I worked for the national organization
Okay.
in Colorado. I worked in the Bay Area. I worked in Salinas. I worked in Philadelphia and Central Pennsylvania. So I kept moving.
You kept moving.
Yeah.
So what was the key moment when you realized that this is the organization that
Yeah.
you wanted to stay with?
Right. Well, during high school and college, in the summers, I would work as a camp counselor
Okay.
with the organization. So my last day of college, they came to me with a contract that said, "Here, sign." So that was it.
Wow.
38 years later, yeah.
So, you know, when kids, especially nowadays, they have a lot of opportunities now because the internet is something that provided
Yes.
a lot of technology,
Right.
a lot of access to education or other things that they wanted to do. What do you think that has changed or developed in a child from the time that
Oh, yeah.
you were a child
Right.
to now in 2024?
Right. Yeah, it's been dramatic, of course. And so the children of today have so many resources and so many guardrails to make sure they stay on the right path.
Yes.
And my organization would teach kids life skills, outdoor skills, emergency first aid, that sort of thing. So these are good skills for living, and I think that kids today need that.
Yes.
They really do.
So discipline, character, and getting outside
Mhm.
and learning these life skills
Yep.
have been an essential part of your life,
Right.
and also the kids that you've taught. What is the key takeaway that you think that is still that we still see it that's happening even in this digital era? That you think would be even more how would I say that? It would be more transformative in coming ages as well.
We like to think that the skills that we teach our young people are skills they'll take with them through their whole life and into their children. So the practical skills that we teach really are important, and sometimes skills you don't get a chance to see anywhere else in life.
Yes.
So we like to think of ourselves as a partner to education, a partner for families raising their children and preparing the next generation of leaders for our country.
Yes, leadership qualities that are, they're evolving, ever evolving. You know, you do something in your 20s and then you change and your
Right.
perspective changes about life, about things around you. So when I was in leadership president class, I've had a chance, an opportunity to work with Club Boy Scouts Club of US, and they had made they were helping us with a project, basically doing one part of the project, which was we were making benches. So
Oh,
they were
I'm glad to
very-
hear that, yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good. They were on time.
Yep.
They were very punctual. They were
Yep.
very disciplined. They didn't feel like a rush to
Right.
get out of things.
Right.
You know, so they knew what it was.
Well, the whole idea of community projects and giving back in my organization and in Rotary that we share is really key to our society. So if we can keep doing that,
yes.
we're going to be okay.
So, John, to your point, Rotary, right? We have an amazing individuals, group of people there from
Yeah.
all walks of life.
Thank you.
And it's just wealth of knowledge sitting in that room.
Yeah.
12 p.m. on Monday.
That's
we
right.
have wealth of knowledge sitting in that room.
Yeah.
You go to anyone, they're so welcoming, you ask them a question, and they most likely have an answer to
They
that
do.
question.
They do.
Or they have resource to that question. And you know, what it is that you would say that people of, let's just say, fresh out of college or in college going, that you think that should be something that they need to hear about?
They do, and they need mentors as well. And I think you know, Rickie, that in my career, as I moved around, I've been in 4 Rotary clubs: Burlingame, Monterey,
Yes.
Palo Alto, and now here in Fresno. So Rotary is one of those organizations that has never let me down. And so I just feel that, well, I'm just glad it's here, and I'm sure glad that it doesn't go away. It's going to be around.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Right? It's a blessing, and it creates, with Rotary we create legacies.
We do.
From one generation to another.
Yep.
And then you saw today, I brought my daughter.
Yes.
So, they see the impact, they see
That's
what
right.
people are doing in the community. And
She'll remember that.
Yes,
Yeah.
she will. In fact, I, right away texted Jason and I said, what it is that we can do for the kids. And he mentioned a lot of interacting clubs,
Yeah.
a lot of youth services, which is the
Yep.
Scouting Club.
Speaking of your daughter, I remember in the Palo Alto Club, once every 6 weeks, we would serve food at the food kitchen.
Yeah.
And I took one of my daughters with me one time, and they still talk about that.
Yes, it's just amazing that they see that it's a blessing to give forward,
Right.
and also to learn a lot from just around people around us.
Right.
So John, how did your leadership position shaped or change your perspective now when you're doing consulting?
Well, I've got the wisdom of being older. As we give up youthfulness, we gain wisdom, we hope. And in Rotary, the whole idea of service above self,
Yes.
and the fact that you can meet so many people there. When I was still working and in Rotary, I was also representing my organization just as you represent your organization.
Right.
So people got to know us and we got to know them.
Right.
So that interconnected relationship is so important, and Rotary is real good at that.
I was reading the Rotary magazine that we get every month.
Yes.
It was pretty impressive to see how the dots are connected.
Yes.
How we are doing what we're doing here today for polio,
Yes.
regarding wheelchairs in Africa or in India
Yeah.
or any places, how it is that we are sitting in Fresno and how that's impacting people all over the world.
And there's a lot of people that don't realize Rotary is international. A few years ago, my wife and I went to the Philippines to deliver wheelchairs to a Rotary Club and the Philippine Red Cross in Manila. And that was just a fantastic experience.
Just the cultural diversity piece, the
Mhm.
inclusion, the equity,
Yeah.
it just connects the world.
You're
and
right.
we're beyond that political, we're beyond the geographical limits, it's just that human for human.
Yeah.
It's that kind of connection that we have. So John, last question I wanted to ask is the biggest challenges that people face when it comes to joining these clubs, or just joining an organization or making a switch from one organization to another. What do you think? What are the biggest challenges? Do you think people are afraid?
They are. I mean, when you first joined our club, and I first joined our club, it's a little intimidating because you don't know anyone. Thank God we have the name tags. But if you stick with it and come on a consistent basis, you'll get to know a whole new group of people. And the knowledge, the programs that we do each week are like getting another master's degree.
Yes.
So those are the biggest obstacles. If people will just hang in there and stick with it and participate. There's a lot of reasons people join Rotary. There are other reasons why they remain a Rotarian.
Yes.
And those might be 2 different reasons.
Yes. I remember that when I walked in, my first time in Rotary, I was a little intimidating. It was a
Sure.
little intimidating for me, and
Absolutely.
I was a little like, okay, I don't know,
Right.
because obviously everyone has lots of knowledge,
Right.
lots of wealth, and
Right.
have big titles.
Yes.
But those people were so welcoming, and
They are.
they had never made me feel out of place.
Right.
They welcomed me, and consistent 5 years later. Consistency is the key, I guess.
It's nice. And in Rotary, you know this, we tend to leave a lot of stuff at the door. It's not political, it's not
Yeah.
this point of view or that point of view, it's welcoming for everybody.
Yes.
So again, that's why Rotary has been so good to me, and I will be a Rotarian for many years to come.
Same here. I got hooked up, I'm
Yeah.
glad, early in my career, and it's gonna stay with me, and then the generations to come.
Exactly.
So John, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
your time to come and talk to us about
Okay.
Rotary and about your life, and
Good.
it's been exciting to see how we, as Rotarians, are transforming lives.
We are. Another good person for you to interview, I think, would be Jasmine Young.
Oh,